us on Shuffle and call us Dead End Groove Radar Special, because it's TAP, the Arrow Panel, episode number 44. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your patronage. I am Omid Farvar, a.k.a. Demo, at Bromid on Twitter.
A.k.a. Omidism 440.
A.k.a. my esteemed colleagues saying I should be Omidism 440. To my right, I have...
Buzzard, a.k.a. James McGarren. How's it going?
I'm Roger Clark, at Roger Clark.
Yikes.
Just kidding. This is Dalton. Blue Chow.
I forgot your alias.
I want to change my alias. It's all that played out.
I really hope you don't edit this.
That's how we know.
At Ron Dalton Run on Twitter. Roger Clark is not here with us today. But we have a very special guest.
We do.
Hey, I'm Jasmine, aka SEGA-J on Twitter.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, it's awesome to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Queen of the sparkle emoji herself.
Ew, I
Queen
love
of
the sparkle emoji so much.
That's your favorite emoji?
It's my favorite emoji.
I like it
I use
too.
it for everything.
What's everybody's favorite emoji?
My favorite emoji is the eyes emoji.
Oh,
Easy
that's
answer.
quite good.
Woozy.
Oh,
Woozy.
like you do use that one a lot.
I
but
hate
like
So does Mark Grady.
The
I
squig.
think
What
we're
does
the
it
two
mean?
Woozy Bros.
What does it mean, though?
It means everything. It's the beauty of it.
No,
It's-
see, what means everything is the upside down face emoji, which is my
actually, yeah.
face.
true.
Okay,
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Is upside
That's
down
true.
face
Yeah, yeah.
emoji.
That's yours.
I use sparkles for everything, though. pretty
Yeah.
much.
Is there a DDR emoji? Is
The,
there
the dancing woman with the red dress.
I suppose so, yeah.
That's
and the disco guy.
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
Disco guy.
Is that the
Yeah.
closest we have?
There's a disco guy?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's,
I would say the lamp,
it's
honestly.
Like, it's like
Lamp,
a,
yeah.
Is there just a lamp
say the
emoji?
lamp.
It's a light bulb.
It's a light bulb.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I remember looking for a lamp and there is no lamp.
Really? There's no
and we
lamp?
have to use the light bulb.
Oh, man.
At least on the iPhone, it's like the
could've
same
sworn
color as the
Right, me
marvelous
too.
lamp. So
Right, exactly.
I think that counts, sure.
Interesting. Well, going back just a little bit. So I guess we'll start with our special guest.
All right, let's start with a drink check first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah.
I have in my hand a orange vanilla Coke Zero straight from the Zion fridge where we are recording this.
Me too. It's really good.
really
It always
good.
reminds me of creamsicles.
It's my first one, actually.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty
I
not bad.
have a Twisted Mango Diet Coke.
And now's the perfect time to crack it open so that people know that
Yeah.
you're for real.
Oh, actually.
For real.
Oh, that clipped
Perfect.
real bad.
But it's a satisfying sound and it makes everybody feel relaxed.
ASMR can open it with Jazz, Timo, Blue Chow, and Buzzard.
oh no.
This is too much.
Oh, my
This
God.
is too much.
That's either going to be real
So-
good for some people or real bad for some people.
Anyways, I feel like we're already expending the oxygen in this room by laughing this much.
Yeah, I think we're all a bit
Loopy.
a little bit loopy because we were about to start recording, and then immediately before I hit the record button, Windows updates started rolling on my laptop.
So can anyone guess what we did in the meantime?
At the arcade.
Yeah,
We played some DDR.
yeah.
And dance
Yeah.
and some other stuff.
I almost got
Pictures?
my first Extreme Pro MFC.
So close.
Oh,
but too
yeah. What was it
perfect.
Two
Two
Perfects
Perfects.
on Do You Remember Me? On
Light.
Light.
Yeah.
In flip flops.
In
In flip-flops. That's pretty
it's
good.
They are
Iconic.
Nike. They are Nikes though.
They are literally Nike flip flops. I could post a photo
it's gonna
when
be
we
the new-
release this episode.
The new DDR shoe. Are you going to make a
Yes.
new thread on the Dance
This
Revolution
is how you get
subreddit?
good. Everybody, just
Playing in Nike
wear
flip-flops?
these. No, that's absolutely not true. Please don't do that. You're gonna
Oh,
hurt
and you're
yourself.
wearing socks, too.
I am wearing socks. I'm just classic tech yuppie after dark. Basically, is what my look is right now.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Jazz, who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
what brings you here?
Black Flag Academy is what brings me
But
here.
first, who are you?
Oh, who am I? Okay, well, I'm Jazz. I just moved to the Bay actually about 8 months ago and made these guys as my new friends, which I'm so happy about. And I just
I mean, I think we're the lucky ones here.
oh, thanks.
Also, we've been internet friends since before that.
Yeah, we were definitely internet friends before I got to the Bay, but still.
So where'd you come from, and when did you start playing DDR?
Cotton Eye Joe? Oh, no. Where did you?
I am from Hampton, Virginia, which is like Virginia Beach area of Virginia, if you're not familiar. And I started playing DDR. I think I have the same story as everyone else. You know, we all played Extreme. I started with DDR Max 2. And I ended probably like around SuperNOVA time and took this long break and started playing Ace.
Hey, that's
Sweet.
my exact same story. I started on Max 2,
Yeah.
took a long break after SuperNOVA. Yeah.
Did you used to do anything else related to gaming, or is this like your first big like gaming community? Is the DDR community?
I was a pretty serious Mario Kart player.
Oh,
For
nice.
a
That's
while in
dope.
college, yeah.
Which version?
We actually.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
What even version was that? Double Dash?
No,
No, that was GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh.
The disrespect. Let me stop now. So
Wow.
So did you play
That escalated
competitively?
quickly.
I did. With the DDR community and the Mario Kart community are completely.
Oh, please tell us more about this. I really want to know. What's the Mario Kart community?
The Mario Kart community. I mean, they're pretty kind too, but I just feel like racing. You don't have the same human interaction that you do like playing DDR. You're going to arcade. You're talking to people. It's always going to be super different.
Yeah, I was talking about this with actually a couple work people recently. Is just like what a quote unquote perfect video game DDR is, because
Yeah.
I always they ask me about it all the time, and I always have like a different angle I can talk about it.
Right.
Where it's like the competitive nature, the socialization aspect, the like athletic element, like the
The room to be
like check
creative.
out this song on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, like I sent somebody "The Light" by Kizuna AI and WW. It's a fantastic song. I was just
Right, it's great.
I was like, this is such an this is on the new DDR. It's so good. Check it out. And they just like EDM, so it's like there's that connection, right? So it's such a versatile game. It's so cool. So I could see how it could be different from like a versus racing
Mario Kart,
game.
yeah,
it
for sure.
seems
Do
pretty.
people throw bananas outside the car?
No. I wish.
throwing turtles?
Yeah, DDR just gives you the room to be creative. You can do freestyle and just dance all over the pads. You can do double. You can do singles. You can play hard stuff. You can try the MFC easy
Yeah.
stuff. You can play
fun.
DDR in any way you want to.
You ever do freestyle?
I want to. It's coming.
Yeah, me too.
It's coming.
We were just shuffling a little bit.
We were just shuffling.
To AM3P.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I
mean,
should do
it's a hot-
Dance Rush
it's-
then.
Club song.
It's the AM3P is the classic shuffling song.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's why the X Special chart is the way it is.
Well,
They want you to just constantly be shuffling
yeah, basically.
from side to side.
So since we're talking about community, that's kind of why we wanted to bring Jazz on, because
For
she
sure.
she started her own sort of DDR community, little mini community herself.
I don't think it's mini anymore. I think it was
It's
mini. at one
not.
point.
It started out really small. It actually had like 5 people for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden we're at like 140 people now, which is crazy.
ridiculous.
I can't believe it.
So just kind of tell us all about it. What's Black Flag Academy all about?
Black Flag Academy is a Discord that is exclusive to beginner and intermediate DDR players.
So what determines?
Yeah, what is that?
So that's really difficult, and I'm having issues with it right now. Because what determines, someone who's beginner to intermediate to like high level? I personally made the decision, if you're PFCing 15s, I think that you are probably higher tier.
I think that's a good. That's
I think
a good
that's
cutoff.
good. Yeah.
I hate that we have one song. Like if you PFC one song, then all of a sudden you're high tier. Well, if you're just really good at a 15, so I'm trying to change that. But besides that, I think if you have 14 PFCs, you're also starting to get to the higher tier. And
So
if you
do
have,
you just like ban people from the server as soon as they do that?
people ask that all the time.
That's
No,
so funny. I never even thought about that.
Is there like a separate channel for like graduated people?
there is not.
Oh, you should do that.
No, we don't want to
Oh.
do
Yeah,
that.
they just get a role update probably.
Yeah, you get your name
Like
becomes gold.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but I feel like we don't want to penalize you for becoming good and then kicking you out if we found your DDR home
think
in
he was
lack
joking.
of. No, but no, I get that question like a lot.
Maybe he
Like,
was.
I don't know. I always wondered. So I don't know, because like I wonder if like people would like sandbag because they don't want to leave. They're like, last step of
They're like the
romancing
queen.
layer.
Yeah.
Right, it's a 14 now, but
Yeah.
I saw some tweets from the Black Flag Academy Twitter too. That was like, this person has graduated. And
yeah, we do
The first time I saw
graduation
that.
announcements. Like, if you were to really graduate, you would have an announcement, and we're super proud of
Yeah, that's
our
nice.
members. So let's announce it to everyone that they've gotten this, accolade.
So what? So okay. So it's a beginner, intermediate, community,
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Right.
so that's awesome. But
Cool.
how are you all getting better? What would you say is the secret sauce? Like you're all in this together, but what
Right.
are you doing together? What's happening?
I think because the Discord creates a kind of culture that is, encouraging and friendly, but also really competitive. And the fact that everyone in the Discord is at a really similar skill level, the person who's right above you is really close to you. So I think it's just easier to level up when you're going against people who are, just pretty much your same skill level.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's how, like, I've been playing a lot, and I feel like that's how I look at the game.
Right.
So do you see a lot of people coming in as beginners and then moving up to intermediate?
It's made me so proud. I feel like when I first started Black Flag Academy, I think everyone there no one had a 13 PFC yet. Pretty much everyone there either had just got a 13 PFC or was working towards that. And now I would say not the majority, but at least all of those people are now working on their 15 PFC.
Damn.
And it's been only like 3 months. So
that's a pretty big leap.
I'm really happy.
That's so cool. Well, we have a ton of questions from the community.
Sarah What's Up on Twitter says, what inspired you to create Black Flag? And do you notice a difference in the way the Academy interacts versus other groups that include upper tier players?
That's a great question. What inspired me to make Black Flag Academy was Wendy Ferry, actually. And you were the one, Omid, who actually ultimately taught me how to do the foot switches at the end of Wendy Ferry.
What did you call them at first, though?
Foot switchies.
Feet switchies?
Feet switchies.
Wendy Ferry's foot switchies.
The foot switchies, yeah.
Yeah, foot switchies.
Wendy Ferry's feet switchies.
Feet switchies.
Yeah, quick aside, she asked me about, like, that part of the song, and I was like, why don't you just come over and we'll just workshop it, and I showed her edit mode, and she hadn't seen, I don't think you had seen edit mode.
I had never seen edit mode
So we just
before.
played on my cab on edit mode. But yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so it just felt good. I was talking to Kiko about it. It's Keekster on Twitter. And it felt good talking to someone who was my same skill level about foot switches because, to be honest, I didn't understand the concept of foot switches. I really didn't.
It's a relatively new concept.
It's hard.
It's not something you can really watch a video for or read about.
Right.
Really,
so when people were saying foot switches, I was thinking, is that okay? I mean, I foot switch every step. I use left foot for this step and right foot for that step. So how is that not? So
the game.
So what is exactly a foot switch? So I didn't think I really understood it till I spoke to someone who was at the same level as me, and she explained it in a way that made a lot more sense. I think as a beginner player, it can be hard to start DDR. DDR is hard. Like, DDR is mad hard if you don't have, like, the information. I'm lucky enough to have you, Omid, and Sarah to help me, but I didn't know that if you click the up and down arrow at the same time that can close a folder.
I was trying to do that.
There's no instruction manual.
I was trying to do that yesterday, and it took me like 20 seconds to like get to.
If you're like a beginner player and you're just starting DDR, it's kind of hard to find your ground. You don't know the memes, you don't know the T, you don't know what Scoobies are. It just seems like.
And then you like put a credit in the game. There's 1,100 songs. That you can
there's
play.
so much.
So like,
it's
how do
hard.
I remember what is my favorite song or like
what
my
to
top
do.
10 or like the UI, like the difficulties. There's so much.
It's so much to this game.
So have you seen like a lot of common goals in the Black Flag community?
I think with the weekly challenges that we have, that kind of helps streamline our common goals. Black Flag Academy every week has a weekly challenge. Each weekly challenge is based on some type of concept in DDR. So this past week was jumps, and the week before that I think was candles. And I think since we're all kind of learning the game at the same time, we all have the common goal of getting better at this one concept together this week. And we do that every week.
Nice.
It's a really smart idea.
Thanks.
It's awesome, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the other part of the Sarah's question was do you notice the difference in the way the Academy acts versus like other groups that include top tier players? Y'all talk smack on top tier players?
No, we know. So this is definitely not a F high tier players group or anything like that.
Do you feel like it's like a lot smaller? Does it feel like a smaller world?
I do feel like it feels like a smaller world. I mean, just imagine if you're playing pickup basketball with your friends and all of a sudden LeBron James comes. Like, doesn't that change the dynamic?
Just a lot.
Omid prefers Kobe. Okay.
So I think in that way it's definitely different.
That's called pandering, ladies and gentlemen. That's pandering.
I think in that way it's different than other Discords. I made Black Flag Academy with the goal of giving beginner and intermediate players a little bit more visibility, and I feel like in BFA that's 100%.
I gotta say, I can see the parallels of what you've started with, like, some of the things that happen in Life 4 with, like, and actually this was Jazz's idea, to be perfectly fair,
Oh, yeah.
to have our Discord in Life 4 be split into the kind of, like, tier groupings.
Right.
I feel like that has helped with both, like you're saying, visibility of that player base, because they get recognized amongst their peers talking about advice for that tier. Like, what one player is struggling with in that tier might be what another player is
Right.
also struggling with that tier.
Exactly. And that's the same concept behind
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. Plus, like, peer recognition, right? So, like, you post a score and it's impressive to those people because they're also in that headspace.
Right,
Which is
exactly.
it's just so positive and so great. And I recall somebody in the Cobalt and Up chat saying, like, this is the most, like, wholesome community. And it's so
agree.
cool that, like, you basically shared this idea that you have with Black Flag with Life 4, because we were able to adopt, like, this really cool part of it of, like,
Oh, thank you.
bucketing out these, like, basically having these tiers. It's actually really healthy. It's really cool. So
Yeah. Well, I had a question.
Okay.
I think we were actually having a discussion a couple weeks ago where you were telling me you were like, there's just, like, some things that, like, high tier players, like, don't understand, or, like, they like forgot about, or
Yeah,
so like,
so-
is there anything like that you hear?
That's
like,
so facts. Like
I think possession was the one thing that we were talking about.
So, okay, quick aside about possession. So, in our bylaws and, like, our welcome...
bylaws. God damn.
Well, it's really like our welcome page.
Spice.
It really started with Diane. She's a player on Twitter. I think her Twitter name is Heliocentric. And when I was creating Black Flag Academy, I asked her, I asked Kiko, and I asked Jonathan Campbell, like, hey, would you like to do this, this group? And then she was like, yeah, this group should not be for anybody who thinks possession is easy. If you think possession to 17 is easy, you cannot come. So that's kind of like how it started. And it's even like in our welcome page. But what did I say about possession? That
I think just that high tier players always say that it's, like, the easiest 17, which I think,
or that it's
because it is.
easy.
It's easy.
Yeah, I think most people would say it's not easy. Like, even high tier players won't say that it's easy, but it is. Oh, okay.
People make jokes around the fact that
Yeah,
it's
that
easy.
it is the. Or I think when Ace came out, it was the easiest 17. There's been new ones, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where it started. Was like when Ace came out, like, everybody was like, "Oh, what should my first 17 PFC be?" And, like, that was mine, was Possession.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, most people's was Possession, but, like, as more songs have been released in Ace, like, people have been getting, like, Emera or Catch Our Fire or Be a Hero.
Sure.
Like,
Right.
so there's, like, other 17s now, but, like, especially
New
when
Era is really easy too.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have it, but
It'd be like that. Well, me either.
Cool. Can I be in Black Flag?
Not quite.
but yeah. So I think that's kind of where the possession thing came from.
I guess when I said, oh, there's just some things that high tier players just don't understand. Like, Dalton, when was the last time you didn't know what a foot switch was?
Yeah. No, I remember the first time I, like, learned them was on it was a song from In the Groove 1, but when they added the it was Land of the Rising Sun. When they added the expert chart in ITG home version, it has foot switches in it.
Really?
Not like fast. They're quarter note, or they're eighth note foot switches.
That part too.
Yeah, and, like, that was, I mean, probably 2007 or something, 2008, and, like, they're not, like, 16th foot switches. And I mean, we were just playing extreme songs that, like, you could foot switch some eighth notes, like we were doing, like, Telephone Operator has
Yeah.
some,
Can't Stop Falling in Love.
R3 has some that, you can, well, I mean, those are, like, jacks. I'm talking about, like, just, like left,
That's true.
up, right. Like, you can just foot switch the up arrows there.
But even that explanation right there,
Yeah.
like talking about eighth notes and 16th
Theory,
notes.
DDR theory.
Also, yeah, you
I don't know what eighth notes,
don't
swing
have to
notes
bring in.
are, and all
You have to
of
bring in
that.
a lot of history too, which maybe a lot of new players don't have. So I could totally see that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
What's a foot switch? Oh, have you played Land of the Rising Sun on
Or
the
PS2 version?
Yeah, I totally agree.
16th
which
notes,
actually,
blah, blah, blah. I don't know what that means.
Jonas Casarino made that chart. Juice.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, a lot of the DDR is just, like, having the mental space for it.
True.
And the longer you've been playing, it's just like learning a language when you're
Right.
5 versus
Yeah.
learning a language when you're 30.
Exactly.
It's just one of those is just easier.
definitely.
the one when you're 5, like by far because of the
For
plasticity of your brain. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's kind of, I totally agree with James. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like you have to know all these.
Yeah, it's kind of like learning for the
Tropes
first
and-
time.
Even in
Yeah,
so
Black
starting with
Flag
nothing.
Academy,
Yeah.
there were a lot of people in there who didn't know what a black flag was. And
Oh yeah, that was,
That's
I-
evolved. That's evolved,
that
yeah.
was another question. Is that
Yeah.
like where's the name come from?
Oh, so when I was making the idea of starting it, I really wanted the name to have the word great in it because I felt like the Great Judgment is really like middle of the road and we're kind of like middle of the road players. So all of my ideas were so whack. They were
I
was like,
love that.
Pull up your notes app. Read them off.
oh gosh, they were like the Great Escape, like the Great. So
The Great Escape. Well, I
that's
really like that.
that's whack. Jonathan actually came out with Black Flag, and I was like, "That's great. That's oh my god, that's a great idea."
But for listeners who don't know what that means,
Oh, so a black flag is when you get all perfect judgments and then one great judgment. And then the true black flag is when you get the great judgment as the last step, right?
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
So yeah, I mean that's really old terminology.
Yeah.
That,
It is.
That like it like
Super old.
predate, and it doesn't even. I don't even know where it came from because it predates ITG.
I was
Yeah,
looking
it does,
for the
yeah.
origin.
I
That-
have no
and-
idea.
and-
Because ITG had the 3D black flag. Remember?
It was a green. It was a green flag.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I
was looking on DDR
for
Free.
great.
It was
Like,
a flag,
Yeah,
at
I think
least.
it was just one of those things that.
Just evolved.
Yeah, and
I
there were.
think you get black flag for excellent too.
I bet it comes from some sport that we don't know.
Of just being like.
Just raise a flag.
Yeah, is it like the last lap maybe, or like the second to last lap of a race or something? Do they wave like a black flag or something? I
Is
don't
it
know.
is it in Mario Kart?
It's not
Actually,
my
that's a really good guess.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We gotta find.
That
No,
seems,
we have to
that
know.
seems
That.
right.
If any of
'Cause
our
that-
listeners know, let us know.
Because that's like close without like quite being there,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think is kind of a sentiment that exemplifies black flag.
Right,
Like
yeah.
you're like close. You're like kind of on the border there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
when he came up with Black Flag, I was like, "This is perfect." And then I tacked on the word Academy, and that kind of gave us our little theme.
So is that why your shirt is green also?
Yeah, so our colors are green, white, and black, and that's pretty much because a great judgment.
And
is
you got
green.
like a cool like a
oh right.
crest.
So
yeah.
our crest was made by Moonraid. He actually made pretty much everything for Black Flag Academy. So the shirt I'm wearing, like everything on our store, and Jeffrey made
Except the bag.
except the bag, which was actually Jeffrey's idea, and he was the one who came up with our Black Flag, the other logo that kind of looks like Black Flag, the band.
Which is amazing. I have a
Oh, yeah.
shirt of that.
It-
I love that.
They both did such an amazing job. I'm so thankful for them because I have no idea how to create anything graphic wise or anything. So, and our merch looks so dope. It's because of them.
Actually, yeah, all the merch is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a question too. There's
Sure.
like Latin on the logo.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
Latin mean?
It means there's always a tomorrow.
Oh wow!
Dang.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Dang.
That's spectacular.
God, you're so much better at this than everybody. We're
Update
just
on
like
black flag.
life 4.
The arrow panel.
Okay, that's a really good name.
I think
I
it's a
didn't
good
come
name.
up with it.
I came up with it.
No, it was either 9-volt or max.
I thought I came up with it.
No, we looked at
You
the
came up with it.
we looked at the IRC.
I
chat.
came up with Lady Meon.
We'll pull up
Yeah.
the log.
You
No,
did.
we pulled up the IRC chat logs. It was either Jared or 9-volt. Update on Black Flag.
In auto racing, a signal to a driver during a race made by waving a solid black flag indicating that the driver must stop and consult an official. So I don't think
Oh no, I mean that's pretty good
That
though.
could be, yeah. That sounds kind of on.
I mean, I don't know about the original meaning, but for Black Flag Academy, like, consult an official. Like,
Yeah.
I saw another quote that said, quote, if the white flag means surrender, the black flag means anarchy. And I was like, God damn.
Well, that's actually crazy because before we had an actual logo, I just like searched Black Flag on Google and found a Black Flag. But then like people were saying maybe we shouldn't use that flag. It's like associated with all these like weird anarchist groups. And we ended up like, okay, well, we need a logo.
So maybe it's the anarchist DDR group.
I mean, it's an iconic punk band name, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's gotta mean
That's
It's
what
gotta be-
something
it's punk.
punk.
Yeah.
that's what Zanzibar had originally asked about. And then Confessions on Twitter asks, what do you bring with you to the arcade in your bag. And sorry, we didn't even explain the bag.
Oh yeah, we just kept saying bag.
The bag.
Okay, so
bag.
one day Jeffrey was in the Discord. I think he just said bag as a joke, and I was like, I need to possess this. So I made a bag that has the cover art for the song Bag on the bag and named it a bag, and we put it on our store, and that's been like our most bestseller on the store by far. Like everybody loves the bag.
So what's your arcade essentials? What do you keep in your bag when you go to the arcade?
A towel,
Of course.
water.
Of course.
I usually have Pocky in there, but it's old. Chapstick, and I have this old selfie stick in there too. I don't know why it's in there. I think that's it. What else do I have in there?
I've played a lot of DDR with you, and I've literally never seen a selfie stick.
It's in there.
Not a single time.
It's in there.
Omid, what's in your bag?
My bag, I got a sheet of demo stickers, water, towel, spare shirt, spare insulin pump.
Nice.
Learned that the hard way. A thing of Purell.
That's a good
Nice.
idea.
Very true.
A high capacity battery with a USB-C.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Thunderbolt.
Oh, I have that too.
And usually some kind of sugary thing.
Gum too.
Oh, gum is
I
good.
play better
Power
with gum.
bar.
Really? While
Yeah.
chewing gum?
Yeah. Somebody told me you take tests better with gum.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was like, maybe you utilize it.
Maybe you're like you're like opening your mouth and breathing more, and it's like letting that oxygen in.
I need that because I will hold my
Probs.
breath all song. if
2DX
it's bad.
people they like to drink boba while playing 2DX because chewing the boba helps your brain kind of focus. I don't know.
Who
My
chews
friend
boba for more than like 2 seconds?
I do. I like to.
I do.
Yeah, I like.
I don't.
No, I
Too,
just
too.
like it just goes straight down my throat.
Oh, you're missing out.
Oh wow.
It's like it helps
Damn,
you focus.
Jess.
Let's pause and reflect. You know it's great.
James, this question is great.
I'm ready.
James Gowdy at YayGabbyJ on Twitter says, thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh, thank you, James.
What was your first experience like judging freestyle for the first time this year?
It was dope. Yes. No, it was great. I got to judge with Anne at Infinity Stage, which I loved. Freestyle, every single time I've judged, because I've done it at Infinity Stage, and I also got a chance to do it with Leon at Storm. And it's just great seeing people be their most authentic selves through DDR. I would love to judge again. So much fun.
I feel like the word judge is so harsh.
It is.
It's more like appraise.
Yeah, appraisers.
Let's change it to audit.
Yeah.
I'm a freestyle auditor.
Freestyle audit.
Speaking of Infinity Stage, did you guys see the Dance Rush freestyle this year?
It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Is this our first episode after Infinity? No, we talked about it.
Yeah, you
last.
said
Yeah, we
one.
did one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
bones.
no, that was pretty cool. And you got to try your hand at commentating.
Yeah, I got to commentate with Amber, who you had last week. She's one of my favorites, actually my favorite DDR player and friend. So it was fun. She helped me a lot because I think she has a lot more DDR knowledge than me, but it was fun.
Amber loves DDR.
She's awesome. I have
She-
no words.
She's been around forever.
Speaking of Amber, she says, "I love you, sparkle emoji."
Sparkle
I love
emoji.
you too, Amber.
What words of advice would you give to someone looking to start their own event? Either, I guess, event or like group
Group.
or something.
You got to get that swag, and you got to get the graphics.
She did that pretty late
Yeah.
on. I don't know.
I got that. I did get that pretty late. I guess my advice is that I find a lane in the community that's kind of unoccupied right now, and you should occupy that lane with something. That is my advice.
It's great advice.
Find your niche.
Yeah, I think everyone has a DDR home. Maybe it's the Life 4 Discord, maybe it's the Valk Discord, or maybe it's a Facebook group, or maybe it's Black Flag. But I think it's important to find a DDR home, and if you don't have one, maybe you should create one for other people.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's good advice.
Fatal Otori says, "I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you for everything you do for BFA and the DDR community
thank
as a
you
whole."
so much.
But also says, "Also, your cosplay is iconic." Why don't you tell us about your cosplay?
I have not cosplayed yet this year, but last year at Afropunk, I cosplayed as a African themed Sailor Moon, and it ended up like blowing up. I ended up getting.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing it.
It's her pinned tweet. You can go check out her
Yeah.
pinned tweet. What's
pretty
your Twitter?
My Twitter is Sega_Genesis.
Is that 2 underscores?
It is. It's 2 underscores now.
Oh, dang.
Trying to switch it up on you. Anyways, yeah, it ended up blowing up, and Teen Vogue took my picture and gave me like all these accolades, and
that's
it blew up on Reddit too. So yeah, cosplay is cool. I haven't cosplayed yet, but it will happen.
You could cosplay for freestyle.
That's why I'm super interested in freestyle. Half of it is because I just want to dress up.
Yeah, I mean that used to be a thing in freestyle, and then I think it kind of faded away, but now it's kind of coming back.
It's definitely coming back.
I think with
Yeah.
like cosplay blowing up so much recently that like people are starting to incorporate it.
And freestyle is getting more competitive, so you need to be able to stand out.
Yeah. Were there any questions that you saw that you wanted to answer?
Yeah,
Jeff?
there's this one from Toshi.
Toshi is a part of Black Flag.
SEGA-J. What should we expect in the future for BFA?
Ooh, lots of things.
I feel like somebody else had that question as well. Just like what's happening like the rest of the year.
So, I
Good
just
thinking.
made the announcement in BFA, but we hadn't really talked about it on our Twitter. But Black Flag Academy will be having a remote tournament coming soon, which I'm really, really excited about. I don't
Cool.
want to give away too many details, but Prom Gauntlet 2019 is coming soon.
It sounds so metal.
That's a good name.
That's hella metal. Oh, let's listen to my symphonic metal band
Prom Gauntlet.
named Prom Gauntlet.
That's very good.
That's awesome. There's so many remote tournaments coming up. There's
I
Idola 2,
know.
there's this Valk tournament, and there's this BFA tournament.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
tried to find a space that would kind of be in between a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
hard.
I mean,
My four
not
also wants to.
not everybody's gonna like
Do
No,
all
I'm
of
not.
them.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I
No,
think
no,
it's
no.
great.
Yeah, for sure. But like, yeah,
It's remote. You can enter like all. You can enter like 20. It doesn't matter.
yeah, it's really good.
Sweet. Cool. Also, Toshi asks, which challenge was one of your favorites to make?
Ooh, yeah. So how we go about the challenges, mainly I'll come up with whatever the skill is going to be for that week. And then usually I just beg Omid and Sarah, like, oh my God, I need some songs because I can't think of what songs have candles. I really don't know except Prada.
So technically, it's actually me that's been shadow writing all the BFA challenges.
And Sarah, and Adam too.
The secret's out.
As long as you,
It
I
gets
mean,
done.
I like your hints. You always give a hint
Oh
for the
my
next
God.
time.
I've been...
The Massachusetts.
I swore to myself in private that if the hints came up on this episode, I was literally not going to say a single thing. So starting now.
So for every Black Flag challenge, the day before, I would give a hint out. They are fabulous, let me tell you. What was the question?
just like what?
Your favorite
Oh, my
challenge
favorite
to make.
challenge so far. Oh, I
Yeah.
love the jump one we just had. I loved playing Trip Machine X Special. Trip Machine Climax X Special. Besides that, I loved Arabiata for candles. I like that pattern in general. I ended up getting my first 15
On a turn
AAA.
mod, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You had to play Arabiata on left or right because if you didn't, you don't get candles. So I really like that one.
I mean, and that teaches people a skill too of like, hey, you can experiment with
turn mods.
with turn mods.
Well, actually, with New Century, which was our first inaugural weekly challenge, and what started our weekly challenges, it was playing New Century on left or right, which for some reason we thought it would make it easier. I think it does make it easier. And New Century ended
the
up being-
difficult.
Really?
difficult.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, New Century
I
DSP.
understand. Really? Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first challenge, was playing New Century DSP on left or right, and that's kind of what started the weekly challenges. We made a leaderboard from New Century, and we've gone from there.
Cool.
And New Century DSP is a lot of people's first 14 PFC, including my own that I got last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's pretty easy.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool song.
Yeah.
So if you get a 1 grade on a double song, is that 2 black flags?
I never thought about that.
Double black flag.
We don't have that many doubles players in Black Flag Academy. Actually, we need to recruit.
I
some
don't think we have that many
players.
doubles players
in
today.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried?
I think one time, and that was enough to know that maybe that's not for me right now. But people who play doubles, it's so hard. I can't. I don't know how you do it, Dalton.
It's fun. I'm gonna brag a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
Dalton's the resident
we kind
doubles
of skipped our usual icebreaker, so I think we can take a break from questions.
Okay.
And yeah, we can let Dalton start with some recent maybe DDR trips, accomplishments, like what have you been up to, what are you tackling, etc.
Yeah, no, one of my favorite doubles charts for a long time has been Paranoia KSK's Team X Double Expert. Skirt.
I remember, I think you PFC'd that for the first time in Japan. Is that right?
The single, yeah.
Yeah.
So I PFC'd the single when I was in Japan, but I don't think I played any double when I was in Japan. And that was like a year and a half ago or whatever. But yeah, since now that we have the gold cabs, and we have access to the Japanese exclusives, I could finally play like KSK's Team X on like a legit cab, because I've played it like, you know, they have like people have like 2013 or 2014 cabs or whatever. So I've played it before, but like playing it legit was really cool. So
It's pop.
it's a really good chart. The doubles expert chart, it's like really good. And so I, like, my last trip to the arcade, I was like trying to AAA it, but couldn't quite get it. But I went for it again last night and bumped it up from 2.5 to 3x, which 570 on doubles on a gold cab is a little bit flying. But it worked, and I AAA'd. One of my favorite doubles charts is my first 17 AAA on doubles. It is one of the easier 17s. All like still though, honestly.
Shit's wild.
17? Is it 17? Is it 17? Is it 17?
Yep.
Yeah.
A 17 on double also doesn't look like a 17 on single.
I don't know.
It's wild. Like watching Hades' videos is so ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I don't understand.
17 is about where I cap out on double. Like actually being able to do stuff. Like when I play 18s, I'm just like flailing. Or even like I tried Avenger. The chart for Avenger double expert is wild.
Yeah.
Like the slow sections of it are so like complicated crossovers, and the ending is just like, frankly, the ending is bad. Like the charting for it is not good. But yeah, like I didn't even pass it. Like it's just it's so hard. I imagine if you can actually do the crossovers in the slower sections, that's probably really fun. But there are still some patterns on doubles that I struggle with. But
if you're looking for a new handle, you can go by Doubles Dalton. It's a nice alliteration.
I don't play doubles that much, man. It's not like No Bar Ben, where like that's his thing.
Yeah, that's true.
No Bar Ben also sounds really cool.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, you're saying Doubles Dalton, doesn't it?
Doubles Dalton.
Doubles Dalton. It's just different, different rhythm.
One of my bosses used to call me Double D for some reason. I don't know why.
Dalton Dunberg. Double D.
Anyway, so that happened, and then I also got my second MFC. My second expert MFC on a song I don't even know the title. It's like something wind chimes. It's like a new 10. It's like a 10 from the Prey event.
It's that one. Same one as Eternal Summer, I think.
Eternal Summer.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Rejoin. It's like Rejoin. This one.
I don't know. You can kind of read Japanese, right?
Yeah, kind of. That's like the wind.
It's like
fireworks. I think the last two words are fireworks.
It's
wind fireworks.
Yeah, something
seems
like
right.
that. Anyway.
Yes.
Windy fireworks.
So I got that too. So that was cool.
MFC number 2.
How about you? You've been playing dance games lately?
I've been taking a little bit of a break, but I'm ready to get back into it pretty soon.
What kind of goals you gonna
stamina,
go for, you think?
I want to go for stamina. I've been practicing egoism on difficult and working my way up towards expert and challenge because I love that song. I'm learning all the stops and stuff. So egoism is kind of my egoism expert, like getting a decent score on that. I don't know, AA something.
It's a good goal to go for.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my goal.
Sweet. Yeah, I just finished I played with Dalton last night. I finished the 16 folder on Asia exclusive mode.
Oh, man.
I got that stupid Trip Machine song that's
Zach
Angel-
Nanoglide.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you have not seen this chart
Just go watch my video.
of Trip Machine, Zach Nanoglide.
I
It's-
got so lucky. I mean, Dalton and I were talking about this. We're just talking about how bad it is, and he's just like, yeah, like we'll just, whatever, we'll just practice it. We'll just get it later. Like, 'cause
I was like,
Dalton got zero non-misjudgments, like all perfects, marvelouses, and one miss. So I guess a red flag, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
And then I was just like, nah, man, it's gonna happen tonight on a random run. And I was just like, I think I played like 4 straight sets of it. Because the only, like, really, really hard part is the beginning, and the rest of it's just, like, moderately hard, and just, like, it's, like, just a lot of turns that you, like, have to reset for and whatever. The end's pretty hard. There's, like, a Scooby. But the beginning is just, like, I looked at it in Stepmania for, like, an hour, and I couldn't figure it out. I feel like an idiot. I got that, and I'm just, like, I'm done with, like,
and you got
14 to 16.
You got your nemesis, Poochie.
I guess that was between our episodes. Yeah, so I finished the American A16 folder also. So
Congratulations.
Yeah,
thanks.
congrats.
Yeah, it feels good.
Like I said, I got my first 14 PFC, which I'm really proud of. Besides that, I also got my first 17 above 950K, which was Possession.
Oh, hey.
Welcome to the club.
So it is the easiest
Welcome
17.
to the club.
Oh, wait, did I say that? Did I just say that?
No, but if that's your first 17 above 950, then does that make it the easiest 17?
I declined to comment.
You're gonna get kicked out of your own club.
Do you have any kind of other goals going on right now?
MA, for sure. Definitely want to work on my MA.
How are you going about doing that?
I've been playing 1s and 2s.
Yeah,
lately.
that's a good way
That's
to go.
helped me a lot. I think that's what helped me get my 14 PFC for sure.
Do you have any SCPs on those?
Yeah, on 1s.
Still
If I can get like a 1 MFC, that would be actually be really happy with that.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Is that a gold flag? What's
Gold flag?
What's a
It
one
can
perfect?
be. Yellow flag?
Yellow
I
flag.
have
I
no
don't
idea.
know. That's a good question.
I honestly just say flag. Like,
I say flag.
it's
I
all- it's
know
all
it says black flag, unless
Yeah,
I'm talking
it's
about
really just
extreme.
flag.
That's funny because it depends
Yeah.
on the player. It's like
And the context,
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
I say, oh, I flagged some 17 or something, that means that I got 1 grade on it. But if Chris says I flagged,
this is true.
if I said
Anything. That's true.
if I said I flagged elemental creation, that means I got 1 grade on elemental creation. If Chris says it, that means he got 1 perfect.
Yeah.
Or I just feel like you can use flag for anything. Like if you got 1 miss, what if you got 1 good and you didn't get the FC? Is that
Yeah.
a flag too?
Blue flag,
Sure.
Blue flag,
Why not?
sure.
Yeah.
Language is made up.
you just said red flag.
Everything is clocks.
If you go on DDR Freaks, when they're talking about flags, they do have colors of flags for everything. We don't use them, but I think black flag is by far the most popular. But they did have green flags and red flags and blue flags.
What's it called when you drop 1 free 0?
Oh, man.
Gray flag. or
Freeze
something?
flag.
Sad flag.
Freeze flag.
An ice flag.
Sad flag.
Who even knows?
We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier with Arabiata, but X Dankmeister asks, what are your favorite rudimentary songs/charts to teach important concepts? My biggest one was learning crossovers using air and exotic ethnic.
We have not had a crossover week yet. So that would definitely be coming
wonder why.
soon. Because I suck at crossovers. And cross unders and all that stuff. So I definitely need crossover week coming up soon. But I think my favorite song to teach a concept.
Wendy Ferry?
Wendy Fairy's foot switches are, but it's just at the end. Maybe Swing Notes with Vanessa. You guys know I love Vanessa.
Oh,
Vanessa is very good. I also like Vanessa.
you'll learn stuff from
I think
Vanessa.
You'll learn a lot from
Omid
Vanessa.
likes Vanessa.
I love
Van
I love
Chan.
Vanessa.
Or do you prefer your own chart?
No, I mean I have a pretty good score. I mean how much I like a song depends on what score I have on it. So I like Vanessa a lot. It's great.
Or I mean Dynamite Rave Air Special with
Yeah, that
drums. I
song's
think
fun.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like drills?
That was
Oh,
my first MSC.
we had Jack and Drill week, which was
Cute.
Yeah, Jacks and Drills, and it was da 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 da, which was rough.
Ooh,
That was
yeah.
really rough. But
It's
it
a
would
hard
definitely
song.
teach you how to do drills. I think drills is probably one of my weaker skill sets
Yeah.
in addition to crossovers.
Engraved Mark is another good one for that.
Engraved Mark was on the voting list, but they didn't vote for it.
Oh, so you let people vote on
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't fully explain. So I'll come up with, the options. So I'll come up with 5 options, but everyone ultimately will vote out of those 5 options on what song they'll play for most weeks.
Wow, for being an anarchist group, you're pretty democratic.
Seriously.
I try to be. I try to make sure, I try to ask about decisions before I make them. And I think a lot of Black Flag Academy has been created by Black Flag Academy and not myself. Everyone kind of makes the content.
That's a mark of a healthy community.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool.
I asked what your title of your title. I was like, are you creator? And you said yeah, or headmistress, which I didn't get at the time,
Okay.
but it's because it's an academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally joking.
Yeah.
Don't call me that.
Chancellor.
Director.
Jazz.
You gotta wear a sorting hat when you come in to the academy.
It determines which kind of flag you get. That's pretty good.
So, set of the week.
Ready for set of the week?
Yeah. Who wants to kick us off?
I can start us off.
Sure.
So,
What you got?
Well, a funny thing, what you guys were all saying just now, because I was going to pick Crazy Shuffle from Ace 2O, and you were all saying that you were shuffling to AM3P Chaos Mix, which I decided to change my mind. And
Well, it's good because I don't even have Crazy Shuffle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's really
locked
new.
behind 8 days of
it's
playing.
Yeah, I
brand
heard
new,
it's
yeah.
hella hard to unlock and you have to do XYZ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say play Crazy Shuffle, and you have to shuffle while playing it, but nobody has it unlocked yet. So I'm going to say AM3P Chaos Mix. That's
Nice.
Good.
That's my pick. It's a very fun song. It's
And
not too hard.
there's a lot of crossovers in
There's
it.
a lot of crossovers too. Yeah, it's fun. If you like Super Max Me Mix, then you will like AM3P.
The 15 or the
Yes.
16?
I mean,
well, the 16.
Oh, okay,
yes.
'cause-
Yeah.
they both
People
kind of
don't
have
like the 15.
crossovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a lot slower,
Yeah.
which is good.
AM3P is like much easier.
Blue Chow, what you got?
I'm gonna hit y'all with some of that "Somehow You Found Me,"
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
which is a song I used to really not like, or at least the challenge chart. But then, speaking of foot switches, there are
Foot switchies.
feet
Feet
switches.
switchies.
Sweet cheese.
Did I say
Feet
feet
switchies.
No, I was giving you a hard
Foot
time.
switchies.
Yeah, I used to really struggle with it. But then I don't know, somehow it kind of clicked.
Somehow you found me?
Yeah, somehow I
Somehow
found
you
out
found
how
it.
to frickin' do that song. I think I might have actually picked this before when I PFC'd it. But anyway, no, yeah, it's a good chart. It has some interesting technique and stuff in there that you have to really know when to reposition yourself and switch your feet. So I think it's good. And there's good 13 for it too.
Oh yeah.
So you got some options.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm gonna pick New Decade because it's a good song
Is it?
and the end of it's real dumb. And I've been watching videos of it on repeat on forever. And it's just hurting my face because I want to PFC it because I have gotten to the end with 15 perfects on expert and I just get 20 perfects and 10 greats. So
Yeah,
very frustrating.
it's very hard.
So you all have to play it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, we're coming up to soon a new decade, 2020.
True.
That's the real reason why I picked it.
Only a few
yeah.
months away.
My song will be the same song that Black Flag Academy is playing this week for Cease and Desist Week, which is focused just on stops. And
I love that.
it is Fascination Eternal Love Mix.
Ooh.
The 16.
Film.
Yeah, so our options for that week were Chaos, Pluto, and Film. And I actually let Twitter decide which song instead of BFA. And
Pluto.
I really wanted Pluto. I wanted Pluto so bad. I was like, I shouldn't even put Film in there because people are going to vote for Film. I shouldn't.
Because it's not Pluto or Chaos.
Yes, I was like, I shouldn't even put it in there.
Yeah.
But the clue had a telegraph. I was like, there's no way I cannot put Film in there. But Pluto will make a comeback.
Excellent.
But anyways, my choice is Film.
You should,
Cool.
you should do planet themed songs. Because you could have Pluto.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a trial? Do we have a trial for that?
Yeah.
Celestial.
Oh, yeah.
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 Go play Celestial. Live4ddr.com.
Just
/Celestial. Just literally this.
plug all the way. I was just seeing if we had any good other questions to end on. But I think we got through most of them.
Yeah, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
XY Havix or Zai Havix says, should all tournaments follow a lower/upper division format, or do you expect to see a possibility of middle division becoming part of the norm?
That's a great question. I think what makes that kind of thing really hard is making the determination. What do you do? I think players don't fall into really neat categories, so it's hard to make, cut off categories in tournaments. But I would love for there to be an intermediate type of division, going forward. But what do? You have a player who can't really PFC 13s but has passed all of 19s, or players who can MFC 12s but can't pass 17s. Like, are they intermediate? Are they beginner? Are they high level?
Yeah, DDR is complicated.
It's really complicated. Yeah. So I think that's what makes it hard. But as our community gets bigger, I imagine we'll end up having 3 tiers eventually.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's also a case to be made for just like really separating the top 16, I think.
Yeah, I did see that as like a tournament format, and I really like that a lot.
Like just making like upper division like super competitive.
Like what we had back in the day with Corey Evans in SoCal.
Oh yeah.
With the closed series.
Yeah.
You basically played Swiss, like it was 100% chess based, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would play like Swiss tournaments, and then the Swiss tournaments would like funnel into this like basically top 16, almost like round robin
type thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Invite only kind of stuff.
Crazy.
It was cool.
Yeah. And another good question to kind of go out on, I think, was from Confessions on Twitter. Says, how does it feel to watch the small group you started grow and thrive with so much talent?
Really good. It's hard to explain. When I went to Infinity Stage and I saw so many people wearing like Black Flag merchandise, and then looking at the lower division tournament, and almost half of the top 16 of lower division were people from BFA. I felt so much pride because I've seen them when they first joined BFA to now, when they were struggling with, 11 PFCs and now are working towards a 15 PFC. It just feels really good. It feels great. And Carrie also, she's contributed a lot to BFA. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like just a really good community. How can people get involved?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you would like to get involved in BFA and you do not have more than 14 PFCs...
And you don't have any opinions about possession whatsoever.
And you don't have a 15 PFC yet, or you don't have more than 16 AAAs, you are welcome to join BFA. If you just message the Twitter and say that you would like to join, you'll pretty much be let in, and that's how you can get involved. Or you can just support us on Twitter.
The Twitter is at blackflag_ACDMY.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super corny on there, you guys. I'm trying my best.
It's great. No, we're so we're so happy you're doing it.
You're way more active on there than I am on SFL. So
or any of us are on SFL.
I think sometimes I accidentally tweet on the Black Flag Twitter.
Oh, I've definitely done that. Or I'll just like
we've all been there.
Yeah, I'll just like be like liking stuff and then I'm like, oh, that wasn't dance game related. Like sometimes, if you ever see like SF Evolved, they like a picture of your ramen that you had for lunch. That's just because I forget that I'm on the SF Evolved account.
Gives a little bit of personality.
Me pretty much all.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
there's real people behind these things, guys.
Yeah, dance game organizations like ramen too.
Well, as always, thank you so much for supporting our podcast. You can follow us at @SF_evolved.
We have an underscore too.
We do. Underscores are the thing.
That's hype. Jazz has 2 of them.
I have 2. Hella hype.
Thank you, Jazz, once again for being here.
Thanks
we
for
love
being
having you in the Bay. It's awesome to be able to share this space with you. And as always, big thank you to Ash Astral, formerly known as Fraxtal, for the intro-outro music called Watch It Burn.
It's a good track.
It's a fantastic track. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening,
tuning in,
and
thank you for playing.